Hey everybody, this is Tim with Op-Ed Daily. The cover-up of Philando Castile shooting is in full force. And when the incident happened, I wondered to myself how they would attempt to assassinate the character of Castile, and I even joked about them using a picture of him looking thuggish to flip the conversation to celebrating the death of a thug instead of condemning the officer for bad judgment. The first thing that they've done in this cover-up is release an image of an unknown suspect taking part in a robbery. And this image was captured from CCTV. Now, as you can see the picture there in the video, that's the picture that they're using. The police are claiming that the person driving the vehicle looked like the same person who robbed a convenience store, and that's why he was pulled over, not because of a broken taillight. Now, the problem with this story is that it didn't come out until days after the fact. Not only that, but the robbery happened on the 2nd. They claim that they didn't receive the images, that the police didn't receive the images until the 5th, and the shooting happened on the 6th, which was the next day. Now, this leads to the next part of the cover-up, which is an unconfirmed source of audio that is supposed to be the officer's call to dispatch prior to pulling the car over. Now here's the audio.
I'm going to stop a car. I'm going to check the IDs. I have reason to pull it over. The two occupants just look like people that were involved in a robbery. The driver looks more like one of our suspects just because of the wide set nose.
Shots fired. Larpenter and Fry.
Copy, you just heard it? You just heard the shots fired?
Shots fired!
Copy, shots fired, Larpenter and Fry. Do you need medics?
Medics code 3!
Copy, medics code 3 to Larpenter and Fry.
One adult female, been taken into custody. Driver at gunpoint.
I've listened to this audio clip several times, and nothing about it screams call to dispatch to me. The recording does not sound like it came from the inside of a police car. It doesn't sound formal enough for a call to dispatch for any calls that I've ever heard. And no codes are exchanged in the audio clip. And the audio quality changes when it goes to the part where he's screaming shots fired. Now, it's certainly possible that the clip is legitimate, but I don't believe that it is. I believe the police recorded the first part of the audio clip afterward in order to create evidence to begin a line of defense for the officer that he was on high alert. And they're also claiming that the gun was in Philando's lap. And bloggers have taken to the internet with a still image of the video recorded by Lavish Reynolds, which was Castile's girlfriend, and in it, there's something black laying on his lap, and it's half covered by his shirt. The bloggers are saying that that was the weapon that he brandished at the officer, and that's why he was shot. But that argument doesn't hold up for a few reasons. First, because the word gun from the officers on the scene were never uttered. You never heard them talking about a gun. Not only that, but if the officer had seen a gun on Philando, the other officers that were parked behind the vehicle, and there were a lot of them, they would have stormed that vehicle, ripped the passenger out of the vehicle, as well as pulled Philando out of the vehicle. You would have also heard the police talking about gun, and we would have heard the distraught officer saying that he had a gun numerous times. Now think back to all the times when officers claim someone had a gun, and it's always the same reaction. The constant statement of, he had a gun, he was reaching into his waistband, he was, you get the idea. Now, since the police and news media have been unable to find a picture of Philando looking thuggish on social media, they've instead pulled the picture of someone robbing a store that looks somewhat similar, and are using that to convince people that he was the man that robbed the store. Now, let's face it, Philando cannot defend himself now, so it's also likely that the police are going to claim at some point that Philando was in fact the man robbing the store. And how would anybody know any different? They're also claiming that he doesn't have a concealed carry permit, which doesn't make sense because Philando's mother and his sister both said that he had it and that he had been talking about it with them the day he was shot. according to his mother, who was given an interview. Now, police are capable and willing to fabricate evidence to help defend an officer in the event that they end up murdering someone. I believe they will continue to claim Philando was the robber, that he pulled the gun on the cop, didn't have a concealed carry permit, which is something they're more than likely able to get people from the state's record department to destroy. Now, I believe they will eventually claim the audio was legitimate and that the officer was on high alert upon approaching the vehicle because he believed the suspect to be armed and dangerous, and then they'll claim he pulled the gun and that's why he was shot. Now, their version of the story doesn't make sense because of all the things I've already talked about. So I would urge all of you to not believe the police account of what happened. They're trying to plant seeds in the mind of the public so that everyone will assume that he was a thief and a thug, even though it's clear he wasn't. Please like and share this video, get the word out so that we can combat the false narrative that's going on now in order to protect the police. Now, that's it for now. My name is Tim with Op-Ed Daily. Peace out.